Maria Bartlett. She is assisted by John Hawks, Brittany Horton, and Jared Gonzalez. We now ask that you rise, remove your caps for the invocation and playing of the national anthem. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come together to enjoy today's match. We pray you keep the players safe as they glorify you through this game. In Jesus' name, amen.
the side. Now played into the middle by the Nighthawks. Got somebody knocked down there. I think we're looking at a bit lip or something. I mean, maybe a bloody nose.
Let's hope it's just the bloody nose. Yeah, it looked like there was, wouldn't necessarily contest, but ran into Kate Blefford in the
Yeah, it's
Nighthawks
Kayla Gout that's going out there.
Right. So we hope she's okay. Looks like we'll be having a drop ball here for the Nighthawks.
Rolled in the backfield. Lex to kick it downfield. There's a nice little tip ball off the head, but just out of play.
Yep, that was Sierra Sanchez there with that header. The senior from Blackfoot, Idaho.
I'm not sure why, but they reversed the throw in.
Magdaronsky, it looks like, taking that throw in. Sure, she has taken a lot of the throw-ins and corners as well for the Nighthawks.
How are your throw-ins, Josh? You're a pitcher in baseball here for the Nighthawks. I mean,
yeah.
Can you throw a soccer ball in?
Oh, I played soccer back when I was quite young, so sort of how I learnt the rules of it. Haven't thrown a soccer ball in a while, though.
Well, there's Australian rules, rugby. Is there a difference in soccer in Australia at all or anything, as far as Australian rules soccer?
No, it's sort of the same as the global game. It is definitely, there is a lot of differences though, seeing sort of the play style in America compared to back home. But getting to know sort of the Nighthawks, both teams, both men's and women's, and even being able to learn a lot more about the sport has been really beneficial for me as well.
Did you just see, when you're seeing the sport down in Australia, did they just move the ball upfield a lot faster, or?
Not that I know of. I honestly haven't watched a soccer game back home in a long while.
You just concentrate on cricket?
Yeah, cricket, rugby, baseball, obviously. But now I know that Australia's men's team are through to the World Cup. So it should be
pretty passionate country, so I'm
most
sure
definitely.
they're going to have a lot of support.
Most definitely.
No score here in Nampa with the Central Washington Wildcats taking on the home team, Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. Nighthawks are in the black jerseys and white jerseys, Central Washington Wildcats. I'm Mark Brose. I'm with Josh Bishop, and not too much wind. Looks like just a great day, not too hot. We're going to see some, I think, a pretty fast-paced game.
No, most definitely. These girls are ready for it. They know what to expect out of both teams. Especially Nighthawks, they sort of know how this pitch plays as well in all sorts of conditions. So it's just a matter of if they can capitalize and when they choose to capitalize on it.
Well, they've made some great improvements. You know, the facilities here have been great or whatever. Have we had the lights on yet? Has there been a night game?
We have had a couple of night games.
There you go.
Thursday nights is when we would normally have sort of those night games on with the lights taking full effect. And it is definitely a spectacle to see.
Yeah, something about it. I mean, you look forward to it all day long as a fan, and then also as a player. You just know under the lights just sounds good, doesn't it?
Most definitely.
All right, coming out of the back here. I don't really think the Nighthawks are doing anything like slowing things down here. I think they're just looking for their players.
Yeah. They're just looking sort of to make passes, find the through ball that's going to help them put one away and start off on the strong foot.
was a header over the top. I'm not sure we've even had a shot on goal yet for either team, but
No.
there was a nice pass that was picked out by Jagger for Cassandra Jagger for the Wildcats, goaltender for Central Washington. And that's something we see a lot.
Most definitely, you know, I'm sure Coach Abarguin talks to them about using the width of the field, not just being so central through the middle, but being able to use the width to their advantage. And I feel like they definitely do that a lot, and they have the right pieces as well out on the wing to make those sorts of plays. Looks like an offside calling.
Well, going back to the game that I was talking about with Western Washington, just an incredible performance by, we were talking about Montoya back there, but the back four in that game was just amazing. So, let me tell you, these girls weren't afraid to use their shoulders in that game. So
no, most definitely, and I feel like both teams sort of were kicking themselves that they couldn't put one away, but when they're two top of the table teams, I mean, you can't be too sad about a 0-0 draw. Sort of keeps them up near the top of the standings.
But here we are back with another GNAC game.
And then you're still undefeated in the GNAC as well, with the 5 wins and two ties.
So a little chip play up to the front. Played back. See how Jagger does here. I don't think we've seen her take a kick yet.
No. I think she might have had one after the header that flew over the crossbar. But other than that, the ball stayed in relatively well.
Using the field here. Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
nice little move back into the inside.
Good cut inside. Sanchez on the
There's
end of
the shot on goal. First shot on goal. And nice play all the way through.
No, most definitely. I mean, credit to Jaggard as well, being able to corral that one. Looked like Sanchez there trying to go for a near side post.
Have you done the recordings before?
Unable to get the connection that she probably would have liked on it.
Yeah.
Josh told me that he might hate
Oh, they used to always say this in English soccer. They'd say, oh, she'd like to have that one back.
Yeah.
I don't know how much she liked it.
But she saw where she wanted it. I mean, there was a little bit of space over there.
Exactly. As long as they're creating opportunities for themselves, the goals will come. So
that's a tip ball. That should, if it does go out, that should be a corner for the Nighthawks.
Grande was in no hurry to sort of keep that ball in. As we see Ronsky, it looks like, jogging over to take the corner.
Now, does Ronsky, we got a sub here with...
looks like Savannah Hers for the Nighthawks. In for Olsen. And looks like Kayla Gout's back in the game. Got the...
There you go.
The blood fixed up. Hoping that she's still at 100%. Short play the ball. Well
There's
saved.
a punch out there. That's a good play.
Jaggard able to read sort of the ball's trajectory well. Hers almost creating herself an opportunity there. Just come into the game. Just flies over the crossbar.
Do you ever watch the highlights on Instagram?
We'll see what we're doing here. Oh, straight up the middle. To me,
It should be selected.
I wouldn't have enough guts to do that. I'd like flub it either way. But, good clear. I guess they go with possession for their clears.
They're definitely able to get it on sort of their side of the field. Looks like they'll have a throw in as well. Central Washington look very good in the early proceedings as well.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're aware of how well the Nighthawks are playing, and if they would say they could take this start for the first 15 minutes or so, I think they would.
Yes, most definitely. It's about taking sort of the little wins in every game and trying to convert those into big wins on the score sheet.
I don't see anybody really on the sidelines for the Nighthawks warming up. I do think I see one player for the Wildcats just starting to stretch. There's a play back to the keeper. Oh, a little sloppy there. Wildcats are going to be coming up with a corner kick. With 26 minutes.
Looks to be...
Yeah, and it's still a 0-0 tie.
Looks to be Cassidy Andrews. Seems to be a throw-in, actually.
Oh, it was. Okay. It's a hard corner for us to see from the press box down there.
No, most definitely.
Kind of a wasted opportunity for the
Looked like
Wildcats.
an offside calling, which always gets difficult when you're that close to sort of the goal line.
The goal line on a throw-in. And
sort of making sure you can keep everyone behind that last defender.
it's just never a job I really want to volunteer for is calling offsides in soccer.
No, it's definitely can get very controversial at times. But we love our referees for everything that they do.
There's a kick out to the middle. Trying to settle things down. Ball still in the air. Finally comes down. Settles things. Nighthawks trying to put it out to the outside.
Nice through ball there from Hers. Pardon.
Good hustle to get it on that last hustle.
Now the
Martin
central
did try to put it in there, whatever. Now, does she take all the corner kicks?
It seems so. I'm not sure who takes them when she is subbed out.
Rowski, but she took it on the other side. So
She
she
did,
takes them
so-
both. Oh, there's a nice play. I've always liked
Another
that.
another short one.
Get it up there. Looking for that corner. That was a nice try.
That was Grande there, the junior, Gig Harbor, Washington. Looks like we'll have Gracie Mares, the freshman, in for Ronsky. Now, it was well defended by Central there, able to stop the Nighthawks from scoring. Grande, as we said, the leading goal scorer for the Nighthawks, has taken a lot of shots. 41 to be exact, 20 of them on target, on goal. So she's not afraid to sort of make shots and take them as well. I think I've seen
Which
her
I
score.
like in soccer because you just don't get that many chances.
No,
And,
definitely.
Sometimes there's just too many shins and knees and ankles in the way. You don't always have to, try to cross it through. Unless you have Messier standing there or something.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've seen Grande score a goal from every part of the field. She knows her strengths and she uses that to her advantage.
It's a good clear possession. Comes up to the Nighthawks.
We're going to switch the field here, go out to the far side. Take another offside call against Grande.
Another offside I missed. I didn't see that. Well, did you think that was offside? I guess it was.
It did seem like it. Grande sort of made a run, but the pass sort of wasn't in time with how she made her
Oh,
run.
I got you.
It's the one thing all attackers need to be wary of is making sure to make a run where they're not going to be caught
Timing of the
offside.
ball when it comes, that just comes from playing with each other's style of play. It's like when you know that that midfielder or that defender's going to let that ball fly for you.
Yep. Seems like we have Central Washington with a couple substitutions. Let's have a look at who they are. Ashley Peterson, number 26 in, and Jackson Farman, both for the Wildcats. Farman, a senior out of Medical Lake, Washington. Ashley Peterson, the freshman from Canby, Oregon.
Just play up along this near side here.
Yep. Seems like Washington will have yet another substitution. And number 11, Sophia Flores.
Pretty active bench for the first half, wouldn't you say, John?
No, most definitely. It seems to be a lot of attackers as well coming out for Kayla Gout. We've just seen she has, it does look to be a nose injury, has some tissues in her nose, sort of stop the bleeding. Hope to see her back out on the pitch soon. Goal kick given to the Nighthawks.
It's always hard work there when you're trying to hold off a player and trying to make sure the ball goes out of play.
Seems we have Carolyn Moravec in for the Hawks as well. Coming in for Sanchez. A couple opportunities for Sanchez in the early proceedings.
Play far side, nice little chip, try to get it through. Good recovery by the Wildcats, just plays it up the side of the field. There's a throw in for the Nighthawks.
Defended well there by the Wildcats.
I'd like to see a little possession and open up the field and, just maybe try one or two over the top plays just to keep the defenders honest back there.
100%. I feel like the Nighthawks looking for that one through ball that's gonna get them one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Sort of what you want. The least amount of defenders when you're trying to take a shot is always helpful.
And it's so easy, to be up here and be lose patience and but you have to stay, it is a 0-0 game. You don't want to give it up to the other side, but I'd like to see just a little bit more pressure by the Nighthawks because of their record and they're at home, and I just think that they could force the play a little bit more.
No, definitely. I know that at the same time they're probably thinking, I think Coach Abargwin's also thinking that there's still a lot more time left in this game as well, but we are seeing the Wildcats starting to make opportunities and get opportunities for themselves. So don't want it to be sort of a lapse for the Nighthawks.
No, and especially a team that's used to scoring goals. Here's a chance down the side.
Parn's going to cut it in. That's a goal.
There is a goal. Just needed to see the big Nighthawk flying down the side there. Parton just did a great job cutting back in and left foots it into the corner. Always the hard thing to do is to defend against speed.
Yep. Parton made a lot of good cut-ins on that.
She still had space. She could have gone all the way in, but She saw the move to the inside.
Yep.
You know, that moved the goalie a little bit. Got a better angle and
did a very good job at finessing that ball into that corner.
I guess when I start calling for goals, they happen.
Yep.
Right?
Right on cue.
They were, they were patient long enough. It was time to show the big run and the big kick. So
yep. Moves Pardon
Nighthawks
to,
up 1-0 over Central Washington.
Moves Pardon to 6 goals on the season. Now tied with Grande for leading goal scorer for the Nighthawks this season.
Who's on scoreboard right now?
Once she cut that back in and had it on her left foot, that was a no-doubter.
Yeah. It seemed as she had 4 or 5 defenders around her as well. Didn't phase her. Still able to slot that one away. See, we have another offside call here. Given away to the Nighthawks.
Where her hometown is Leavenworth. Have you ever been there?
Never been to Leavenworth, unfortunately.
Quite a, you know what? It's like a step into Germany. They really have kept it, you know, with that whole style. And Oktoberfest is always a lot of fun, and definitely around Christmas time, it's amazing how much it looks, you know, like someplace in the Swiss Alps or something along those lines. Right there in Leavenworth, Washington. Not to be confused with the legendary prison in Leavenworth, Kansas.
Wildcats
There's
with
an
an
up blue
opportunity
ball there.
here.
Oh, just offside.
Offside there, that was Sophia Flores being called for the offside, the freshman from Sacramento, California. Mares tried to find Pardon with that kick.
She had a little bit more time than she thought. And
No, definitely put probably a bit more than she wanted to.
You know, those are always the ones you shake your head going, boy, I'm glad that wasn't a bad turnover and it was a counter going the other way. But best thing it did, it went out of bounds.
Yep.
See if this goes back. Oh, over the top of the head.
Opportunity presenting itself. Flores.
Good
Nice save.
shot there.
Good save there by Montoya. Just as we spoke about earlier, how crucial she is in goals for the Nighthawks.
Comes another substitution.
I'm so sorry. What's your name again?
Looks as if Yassine in for Alejandra. Always a crowd favourite is Yassine. Always gets a good roar from the crowd when she comes in.
We know she's going to give it 174%.
100, yep, all of it. A junior from Spokane.
Playing hard out there. If we had our first fall,
I think we've had a few now. Looks like there was maybe a bit of push and shove.
There's one
as we
right
see
there.
another one. One there. No cards being brought out yet. I know there were a lot on Thursday.
no
Obviously
kidding, really.
different refereeing staff, but I think there was 3 within about the space of 5 minutes.
See how far in, or if you go to the box, or you're gonna.
do have a player out on the far side, looking like 2 now, sort of that they can play to for another angle at the goal.
There's a chip through, straight on into the goal.
That was Jackson Farman with that free kick.
Possession with, let's see if the counter can work, but well defended.
Very physical team
Has
is
been a
Central
physical game.
Washington. Nighthawks definitely up for the challenge though.
Right about the 12-minute mark left in the first half. The Nighthawks up by the score of 1-0 over Central Washington.
Sort of want to look to shut down Central Washington's offense here. Starting to create themselves a couple more opportunities. So we're seeing the ball a lot more in the Nighthawks territory.
There you go. I like to see that reverse field. Did she stay onside?
She did by the looks of it.
Down.
No flag up. Pardon again. Beautiful save. Defending there by, looked like Annalise Borman.
I don't know. Did that go all the way out, Josh, or is that a throw-in or a corner?
Looks like a corner. Seems as if Grande is going to be taking it, as Ronsky has been subbed out at the moment. Yep, it looks like a corner.
We did have one play out into the middle here, so we'll see how this goes. That's a chip into the box and right into the hands of Jagger. Good play. Good.
No, definitely.
You know what? Good position there. You just never know, who's going to put a head on it and where it's going. But she stepped right in there, made a good save.
The best goalkeepers are always the ones that can sort of read where the ball's going, sort of can push around players to get to it, especially on big crosses like that.
And also, it's always, you just have to make that decision because, what if you start to go and then don't go, you're just caught in that no man's land.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just kidding, Kenzie. It's a joke.
That forward comes down on you really fast.
Yeah, you either go for it or you sort of hang back and hope it's something that you can save. So we have a few more, both number 17s in for both teams. Tess Sparks, for the Wildcats, and Grace Fisher, a freshman from Pocatello, Idaho, in for the Nighthawks.
Scale of 1 to 10. Kenzie, you just have to give me a number. I'll get the announcing going down there so we can turn our mics off.
Just some fresh legs on the field, seeing if they can make a difference.
Anything above the 4.
Run down the left side here. See if, good. Oh, tried to cut it back and get it into the middle, but well defended. Wildcats with possession.
We're going to change the field here. Pass given away. Almost a good through ball there.
Yeah. Wasn't sure if we'd hit an elbow or anything, but there was no call there.
Seems as if another substitution for the Nighthawks. Ellie Ritter seems to be in for Madison Grande, both from Washington.
I was saying Central Washington had an active bench, but we've seen a lot of substitutions on the Nighthawks side.
No, most definitely. I feel like Mary just wants to keep everyone sort of game ready. Just get them out there for a couple minutes at a time. I mean, just having the depth on the bench as well to be able to do that is another credit to both teams. Ball played back.
quite get it out or whatever, but that's confidence with your back line there between, Montoya and her back four. And it's just been steady all year.
Yep.
Ball cleared out. See if they try a run through the middle here. Oh, you saw Parton going. Comes down this side.
Mayor's able to keep it in quite well. Trying to work her way around the defender. Seems as if
Chose to play it
corner.
or whatever. You know what? You could have pulled that back a little bit and just kept possession, but same time, you get a. I think if they put yes, it is going to be a corner kick.
Seems as if Ellie Ritter is taking the corner. See where she opts to go with it.
Good clear by Central Washington. Possession right back to the Nighthawks. That might have been offsides out there. Yeah, it is. There's
Rogo
the flag.
just found herself sort of leaked past the last defender.
Settling things down. Pretty good run here. I saw a lot of Nighthawk jerseys
Yep.
pushing forward.
Ball State kept in. Penalty given. Looks like it was just outside the box.
Was a play on with possession for a
Yep.
while, wasn't it? I didn't.
Hers went down, and then ref said play on. Actually, yeah, he said play on, and then I feel like he given advantage. Sort of thought Nighthawks still had the ball, but seeing as Washington gained possession, did end up giving the penalty. Looks like Rogo will be taking it.
No, actually, I take it
I
back.
see a lot of people right in front there. That's not the biggest wall I've seen. I'd like to see this go like that. Oh, that was a good
Just over.
try.
As we said, as long as they keep creating opportunities, the goals will come.
I think if that's on net, that's in. I don't think that was very well defended by the, I think that the Wildcats are happy they're out of that.
Yeah, Jaggard definitely probably has a very skilled soccer brain. Sort of had an understanding of where that crossbar was and that it wasn't going to be a contested ball. As they say, goalkeepers are normally the backbone for all teams in soccer. Lead from the back.
It's amazing how many of the different sports, it used to always be, pitching was, it still is in baseball and your quarterback. But then with hockey and then with soccer, your goaltenders have just become, the elite of the team.
Yep.
Was that just a handball there?
Looked like a offside, actually.
Really? Thought it rolled up and hit her in the.
Did seem as if it hit her in the on the elbow.
Maybe it's a double call, Josh.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure how they call handballs in soccer. I know it does have something to do with whether it was intentional
I like,
or not.
you know what, before it was just cut and dry and whatever. Now I like the fact that they have gone with, if it's something that hits, your pinky finger there.
Yeah. Wrestle for the ball there. Fortunately, no one to receive that cross.
I like that play. She's not afraid to reverse the field.
Yep.
Winding down the first half here. Nighthawks, Northwest Nazarene ahead 1-0 over Central Washington.
Corner given away there for Central. Sort of puts them in the box with just under 3 minutes left to play. See if they can capitalize.
Just don't like to give a lot of momentum away right at the end of the half.
No, especially, you know, been out there for 40-ish minutes, and sort of legs can get tired, brain can be a bit tired from all of it. Cleared well.
Ball just won't settle down. Far field. Wildcats with possession, good throw in. Trying to get it through.
It's like an offside calling again. Definitely what the Nighthawks wanted in terms of that opportunity for the Wildcats.
I think you need a big, deep clear here.
Yep.
Finish the half off in the other side of the field.
Just try and keep it in the other half, do the Nighthawks. But like we said, with giving that corner away, sort of gave Central that opportunity to almost put one away. Were one-on-one with the goalkeeper, ended up being offside though.
I think they just gained another one.
Yep, another one again.
We're at the 1 minute mark.
Will sail. It'll stay in by the looks of it. Maybe not. No, they're going to say it did go out. Isabella Kimball, sorry, in for the Nighthawks in the last 30 seconds or so of this first half.
Let's do it again. Let's get it downfield for the last 30 seconds, right? Looks like she's moving everybody up. Last 20 seconds, she's trying to get it out there. Montoya with a about midfield kick, didn't get it all the way. Nighthawk possession. Just winding down here in the first half. And there's the first half here at Nampa. Northwest Nazarene University Nighthawks with the lead 1-0 over Central Washington Wildcats. We'll be back with the second half. today's game. Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks in the dark jerseys playing against Central Washington Wildcats. Right now the score is 1-0 in favor of Northwest Nazarene, and with me is Josh Bishop. I'm Mark Rose, and you know what, a pretty dominating half by the Nighthawks, but you know, there was some momentum coming at the end of that first half.
No, most definitely. I mean, looking at the first half statistics, just as we're about to get underway here, looks like we're having a discrepancy with the scoreboard.
Just running off a few seconds here or there. Nice to have all the information up here in the press box where we are right now. The electronic scoreboard down on field is not participating with us, but there's plenty of clocks around, and the referees have clocks, and there's an extra clock up here.
Yeah, not sure what the reason behind that is. Definitely have it looked at in between games. Obviously the men's game later on this afternoon. As I was saying earlier, before we had that scoreboard problem in the first half, it was basically all NNU for that first bit. 8 shots compared to the Wildcats 3. Both 2 shots on target apiece. 4 corners compared to 2 for the Wildcats. 54% of the possession.
I was counting up the substitutions because I was saying how active the benches were, you know, but for Central Washington, you know, they had 5 subs, and we went with 7 subs in the first half. So a lot of playing time.
Yep.
It's a long game. So, you know, legs should be fresh, and we'll see what happens here.
Good throwing here. Looks like we'll have a corner. Her slow to get up. Hope she's okay. Like we said, just instant offense here from the Nighthawks.
Just took it all the way downfield. You know, actually good defending by you know, the Wildcats there, or else we would have had one in the back of the net. But
maybe caught off guard a bit were the Wildcats. Far post.
I think there's I think there was a little bit of heat in the discussion, though. And, you know, I think the Nighthawks probably were too lethargic in that first half.
No,
you
definitely.
know. So I think you're going to see a little bit more pressure on the ball, and you know, not so lackadaisical on passes.
Probably another reason why Mary went with so many substitutions in that first half. Just fresh legs on the pitch. Trying to keep the pace of this game in the Nighthawks' favor.
Sometimes just send it a message that, you know, I have other players on the bench.
Yep.
Don't mess around with the back 4 and the goaltender.
Yeah, Grande there. It's gone
there
in.
It is. There it is.
Madison Grande. We said earlier that she can take a shot from pretty much anywhere, and Jaggard thought, I don't know where it is. It had hit the crossbar and found its way in the back of the net.
Well, putting it on goal a little quicker and just a little bit more intense. It's like I said, you know, you could just see the Nighthawks coming up with a little bit more jump.
Like we said, just sort of caught Jaggard off her line there a bit. And the Central Washington Wildcats will pay for that. Like we said, definitely looks a lot more offensive for the Nighthawks, just as it was in the first half, but I think that 15 minutes did them some good. Ooh.
This is about the fourth wave straight down
Yep.
at the since the start of the second half. So, like I said, there might have been a little heat in the locker room speech in between halves there. So we've got a 2-0 game.
Coach Mary knows how to
She could
get her players fired up.
she could get them fired up. So the Nighthawks up 2-0 over Central Washington Wildcats.
Madison Grande with the earlier goal moves her to 7 on the season. Now stands alone as the leading goal scorer this year for the Nighthawks.
No stoppage in play here. There's a throw in for the Central Washington Wildcats. Turnover though, but right back upfield. Nighthawks with possession.
Defended well there by the Wildcats. Able to take the ball off of Grande. Ref says play on.
Well, you're still going to get a physical style from the Wildcats. We've been
No,
watching
definitely.
that.
They're definitely not out of this game yet. 2 goals is definitely not unattainable. Looks like we'll have a switch of goalkeepers here. I know we spoke earlier about not knowing Mallory Patz's situation, the freshman from Aurora, Oregon, in for Cassandra Jaggard. It looks like she's in.
So the first goal, you can't really, really blame the goaltender. Maybe you were off your line on the second one or whatever, but we'll see. Maybe this is the spark they need.
Yeah, I mean, Grande definitely is the spark plug for the Nighthawks. And, I mean, it showed right there that no shot is too difficult for her to take. As we see her calling for the ball here. Has a lot of space out there as well.
I was calling for the ball. Once again, trying to get it to the outside. Well defended there. Wildcats up with the ball.
We've also just found out that the goalkeeper is actually Morgan Blankenship, just wearing the number 0 jersey, which is normally Mallory Patz's. Patzer had not been scheduled for this game. We hadn't been told earlier that Blankenship was wearing the 0, but now we know. She comes in for the Wildcats. That's a good way to clear up any of the confusion that we had up here and people maybe on the stream had as well. Blankenship, 2 games played in goals, 80 minutes worth. Blankenship, the sophomore from Turlock, California.
Possession of Nighthawks, just looking things over. You know what? That's what I want to see him. Let's not sit back. I mean, all of a sudden there's been a little lull here. Let's get that ball back upfield.
They want to keep the foot on the throttle here. Do the Nighthawks. I'm not sure how much goal difference sort of plays in the GNAC standings. But
shoved big from behind there. Let's just see how quick they can respond, and the goaltending change sometimes. So we'll just see what's going to happen here with the Wildcats. I mean, looking over the stats, we were talking about it. I mean, they are desperate for some goals. So.
Yes,
maybe they'll be, pressuring a little bit more, and that comes to our favor because there's a lot of turnovers sometimes that way.
Looking at Central Washington statistics against other teams, does seem to be quite a few shutouts against them. Have had a win against San Francisco State, 2-1. That was back in early September. And then had a win against St. Martin's on the 1st of October. It was a 2-1 victory. That was over in Lacey, Washington. Definitely searching for a goal here.
Sometimes when you're pushing so much, then your possession is not that strong. Right now, they need to settle the ball down and gain possession, have possession,
and just be able to maintain it as well.
But we've said it; it's a long game.
Yep. Still a lot left to play for. Seeing as if we're having a substitution here. Ashley Pardon coming out for Gracie Maras back into the game.
And just to let everybody know, the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks are playing in the darker jerseys, and Central Washington Wildcats are in the lighter whites. Score is 2-0, Northwest Nazarene.
And of course, following this game, we have the men's soccer match. I think the scheduled start time for that's 4 p.m.
Some friends down from Canada.
Recently had a mascot change to the Red Leafs after a brief stint of not having a mascot name or a nickname for the team, did Simon Fraser.
Trying to turn the ball, get it into play here. Nazarene Nighthawks getting it upfield. And a boxed out there, and it is a goal kick for the Wildcats. Some of the first touches on the ball for Blankenship, right?
Yep. Definitely be interesting to see if the play style changes for Central Washington with a new goalkeeper. I doubt it would. See that ball roll out there. Looks like a few more substitutions. That looks like Alison Wolf, the hometown girl from Nampa, of course, in for Alejandra.
Yeah, Coach Mary is not afraid to get some fresh legs in.
Yep. I mean, that could also be due to sort of seeing where Central Washington is on the standings. Just being able to get her girls some playing minutes. Because I remember in that Western Washington game that both these teams played, wasn't a whole heap of substitutions for either side. Sort of wanting the best team that they could have out on the pitch. But it's always interesting to see sort of year to year how the teams change. Obviously, going back to that Western Washington NNU matchup, obviously NNU knows far too well about how good Washington are. Obviously, losing one of the GNAC Conference Championship games to Western Washington last year. So they were happy with that 0-0 draw to them earlier in this year's GNAC season.
And it's gone to no no overtime games.
No, we've gone with no overtime games anymore as well. The only time we will see that is if there is a tie after regulation in the conference championship, and further forward into regionals and then to the national championship. Western Washington, obviously, as we mentioned, no stranger to playing in the regionals. The West region, that is.
Looks like we're going to try to get it back upfield here. Nice little hook pass there down the sideline.
So just
close it up.
Taking their time with it.
Trying to get it to the outside. Now a cut in. There's a shot on goal.
You see with the goal.
One touch. Cuts it in the middle and just lets it fly.
Yeah,
that was at the top of the box, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say they found a very good way at maintaining possession there. Sort of came out to Yassine. She sort of cut back in. Said, thank you, I'm going to have a shot here. And curled it around Blankenship.
That was a cannonball.
Got a good roar out of the crowd as well. Always good to see. That gives Yassine her
well, she was
goal.
open for a while, a little bit, but she did make her own play to get it back into the middle. And
Definitely.
Just got it on that right foot and just buried it along the corner.
Here we go, though. Central Washington with an opportunity here. It's one of those things, whenever you score a goal, you sort of let off that 30 seconds and you sort of give the other team an opportunity. Luckily weren't able to convert it. It's always that minute after you score a goal is always crucial about not letting up and keeping the defense strong.
Well, what helped is, once again, by Montoya had a nice clearing kick, got it down. We just, just takes a while to get it to the other side of the field, and when we do, we seem to have been capitalizing.
Yep. It's like a foul on Roggo over just past the box.
The old AstroTurf burn there.
Andy, did you try to replay the goal that I wasn't here for? Did you replay like camera 2?
Trying to go down the sidelines, the Nighthawks, which has been working.
It has been. Using the width for them.
They've all been kind of like cut-in goals, haven't they?
Yep.
There's another run down here. Well defended by Wildcats. Possession back to Blankenship. He's just playing a little catch in the back. Not a good chip into the middle. Possession right back with the Nighthawks coming down into the box. There's a cross right through the middle. This should go in.
And it has gone. Allison Wolf, by the looks of it, on the end of that one. As we said, the hometown hero scoring a goal there.
That's always fun to see. You could see that that was going to be, it was going to get into the box because a couple of misplayed balls there.
Yeah, definitely sort of gave LeBros too much space there to make that cross. Good defending in the box though, but Allison able to put a foot on the end of it and score a goal.
You're going to see a lot of bench clearing now.
Yep.
Whatever.
As
On
we
both
see.
sides. Look at all the action. All the players up for Central Washington that might get some playing time here. But, that was a nice goal.
It was.
Finished. Once again, came from the outside, running down, and
using
got
that
it
width
into the middle.
to their advantage. We had two substitutions. Isabella Kimball back in, and Grace Fisher back in for the Nighthawks. Yes, as you said, looks like, especially for Washington, a couple people getting warmed up.
Yeah, that's I don't know how many are going to go in all at the same time, but that's some of the most activity I've seen on a bench.
Most definitely. I mean, the Nighthawks really have turned it on this second half, scoring 3 goals within 17 minutes or so.
And it started right off the right off.
It
You know,
did.
it's just keep it down in that zone, and a couple of turnovers, and everything's going Nighthawks' way.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before that when Grande sort of gets going, the rest of the team does, and she was the first goal of this half. And since then, 2 more have come to be goals as well.
No quit. The Wildcats still with possession, working hard, trying to get on that scoreboard. There's a nice little chip through. No one caught the run, though. Played back to Montoya. She's looking the field over. Waving a couple of people up. Puts it deep.
Beautiful clearance there.
Settled down nicely by the Wildcats. Good possession. Trying to go to the outside. Ball still just not settling for either team. Ferocious on the ball there, both teams.
Still keeping that physicality of this game. Looks like we're having a whole bunch of fresh legs for Central Washington. I don't know how we're going to get every name in. We'll try our best.
Well, they're excited to get in.
Yeah. I think Coach Lee saying to her players, sort of, hey, let's
see what we can do.
See what we can do.
Couple of minutes.
Obviously, first year coach is Lindsay Lee. Seeing a familiar name in Alex Pagonis, still on the coaching staff for Central Washington as the student assistant.
6 subs going in.
6, that looks like 7 to me.
7. Well, I thought 1 was on our side, but yeah.
There's
maybe.
a migration of players by the looks of it. Looks like we're going to have a goalkeeping change for the Nighthawks as well when the ball next finds its way out of bounds. Just trying to confirm some lineups here with all the new substitutions.
I'm just glad I'm not the stat guy today. These guys work hard up here in the booth, guys and gals, on the cameras, on the headphones. Working the stream.
Yep. Obviously, with fall break, it's a lot of our workers are away on using the break to their full advantage. But we appreciate the ones that stuck behind.
As long as the cafeteria is open, right? Nice little nifty work along the sideline there. Plays it back. Maybe chip up the middle.
Central sort of calmed it down a bit after the scoring frenzy from the Nighthawks.
Get too lackadaisical here now, Nighthawks. Up through the middle comes the Nighthawks.
So we have
trying to look to the outside.
Alicia Moore in the game as well. Not sure I caught that substitution for the Nighthawks. A sophomore from Kennewick, Washington.
A few free kicks we've got here. Alexa go into midfield with the ball. Possession goes to Central Washington. Wildcats just settling things down. Getting some, these are new players getting their first touches on the ball,
Yep.
so we'll see if they try to do something down the side or go over the top. But the back four has played awfully hard. Here we do.
Yep.
Here we go. We got another substitution.
It's like Bland set into the game. Coming in for Alexis Montoya. I think Mary's going to let Montoya enjoy just the rest. Definitely a great goal, great game in goal, for Montoya. So you have Blanchett from Star, Idaho, not too far from Nampa. Had one game in goal this year, had the full 90 minutes.
Cut back, the ball in the box, well played by the Nighthawks to clear. Wow, I'm looking down on the sideline. It's one of the first times I don't see a sub along the ready to go in. 21 to go in this second half. 4-0 Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. Playing here in the dark jerseys. Here's a little crossover pass. Fly by. Trying to get it into the middle. Well defended. Still ball in play. Tries to get it through. Into the middle. We'll see what happens with a chip, and then it's cleared out by the Wildcats.
That was Gracie Maras over there. Had tried to find a couple crosses into the box, unfortunately not finding a teammate. Well defended by Central.
Reverse in the field. Settled down by the Nighthawks. Is this first touch?
First touch for Blanchett there.
Get the goalie a touch. Ball played out to the outside here. See how they defend that. It's like they just gobbled up that forward. And, oh, that's so hard to play it all the way in. And no, they were awarded a corner kick.
They're awarding the corner. Nighthawks not too happy by that, sort of asking the ref where the touch by them was.
Not a lot of people in the box for the Wildcats.
No, it looks very, very scarce.
Brought down and cleared by the Nighthawks.
Of course, looking at the statistics as well, Nighthawks haven't lost a game at home yet this season. 5-0-1, that one being the tie, which came against Western Washington, as we mentioned prior. Have lost one at a neutral site. Those two Holy Names, team from California.
Set with the ball, looking things over. See what she does with this. She's going to go downfield.
Is interesting to note as well that since 2008, NNU's record against Central Washington is only 7-18. So
Yeah, that's a turnaround, isn't it?
it is. Looks like a sort of a changing of the guard in terms of series history. So we're going to have a couple more substitutions here. Looks like Roggo and LeBrose back in for the Nighthawks, and Paige Savage, the freshman, also from Kennewick, Washington. And Kamaikan High School, where she played her high school soccer.
such a confident player back there.
Yep.
You know.
Definitely one of the great leaders there as well, especially with a lot of new defenders. Roggo, of course, who we're talking about. Obviously, Nighthawks did lose Chandler Kaufman, one of the very good Nighthawk defenders last year due to graduation.
Yeah, what a terrible thing to move on.
Yeah.
You just want to stay here about another 6 or 7 dozen years. Don't
Yeah.
you?
I know
You
that
got it hard out here being a baseball player, being man about town.
I have heard as well that Chandler has been spotted at a couple of the Nighthawk games that have been in Washington. Sorry.
Good.
Obviously, a California native was Kaufman, doing graduate school still up in the Pacific Northwest. Sure, she's tuning in from wherever she may be.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot easier to watch sometimes when it's a 4-0 lead because you're not biting your fingernails and just don't want to see that one bad bounce go one way or the other. Nighthawks playing a lot. Just possession here. Happy to take some time off the clock.
Don't
I know
necessarily.
they wouldn't mind seeing another goal go in, but right now it's been settled down by the Wildcats.
Of course, the last meeting between these two teams happened in 2021, and you did come away victors with a 2-0 win over Washington, Central Washington. That was at Central Washington as well. Can't think of where that is in Washington off the top of my
I think
head.
it's in the middle.
I think it's
Because
Ellensburg.
Central.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember
There
correctly.
you go. You don't play baseball up there?
Oh, I haven't. I played there last year. Haven't been there since. Yeah, definitely a big campus, very beautiful place at the same time. Well defended there by Maras.
Wildcats playing with, a little bit more possession and there's a lot of subs out there, so
Yep.
they're really, I think they're bearing down and trying to show the coach what they could do, and it's been, it's been a pretty nice, even flow for them for the past 6-7 minutes.
Yeah, just sort of nothing to lose for them, really. Obviously being down a bit, as we see. Shot here, corralled well. But no, nothing to lose, so sort of frees them up a bit. Probably not as rigid. Still letting the game flow a bit more.
Ball kicked deep. Wildcats trying to settle, didn't clear. Still possessed by the Nighthawks. Taking it to the outside. Let's see if he can reverse this. Got a winger open. Didn't quite get it there.
Well,
Right
they'll go
back
straight
into
back
the
to
corner.
it.
We'll see what happens here. It's a good run on the ball. Physical play. Both players down.
This is a foul given to Central Washington. Ref saying Lafros. A bit of a push there. Or maybe a bad tackle. Couldn't really see from where we are up in the box. But it's given
there's a
away.
turnover. Got away with that one.
Ooh. Could have spelled disaster there for Central. So another substitution.
A lot of my coaches used to always say that was a good pass, Mark, but it was to the wrong team.
Looks like we have Savannah Hers in for Allison Wolf. Allison obviously scoring the 4th goal.
Big
For the
smile on her
Nighthawks.
face coming out.
Savannah, obviously, the freshman, Murrieta, California, where she calls home. If I recall correctly, Murrieta's halfway between San Diego and Los Angeles. Played her high school ball at Murrieta Mesa.
Open field here. We'll see if it's once again a nice try.
Just
Trying to get it to the outside, and well defended by the Wildcats there.
tried to find that through ball, not the one she necessarily wanted, but Nighthawks are just finding ways to stay on possession.
These are the games you enjoy. When you get to play, you have a lead, you got the confidence. There's players in front of you that can score some goals, and you're just waiting to show those skills.
Yep.
Like that. Little play out to the outside.
The Bruce.
He's passing to the front. Let's see what happens. Good shot on goal. Chip comes up with the save. I think she was staring right into the sun, Josh.
Yeah, the sun definitely can play a factor. Not exactly sure where it is at the moment, but can always be a problem for any goalkeeper.
Playing with possession. Nighthawks just looking upfield, looking things over. Probably will be a goal. Oh,
Doesn't seem. said no contest in that one. Looked clean to the head ref.
See, it's a good thing I'm not a ref or a linesman. I have thought that was a little shove from behind, but maybe it was just something that they let go. Okay, back at play here. We've got Nighthawks trying to chip it up the field. Good possession by the Nighthawks, not giving anything away yet. Still with the ball. Settle things down. Out to the outside, well defended by the Wildcats. Good header. Comes back down. Back to those reliable backs.
Yep, just under 10 minutes left to play. Washington searching for that goal. Opportunity here. Will come to pass. So if the game stays the way it's looking like it will, NNU will improve to 6-0-2 in the GNAC. We'll still trail Western Washington, who are 6-0-1. We're not sure about who they're playing today, however. And Central Washington will move to 1-5-2. Still anything can happen.
Well, right now I think both coaches are just looking for good, solid minutes from their players, good touches on the ball, and just finish out with the positive side of anything that they can come up with. Good 7 minutes on the Wildcats, and finishing out with a good, strong finish by the Nighthawks.
Yep. See a kick there. Looked like Madison Olsen there with the shot on target, but corralled well by Blankenship. course, as we mentioned, next game starting at 4 p.m. features the men's Nighthawk team facing our neighbours to the north in Simon Fraser.
The Red Leafs.
The Red Leafs, as they're now called. It's like a 3v4 matchup in the GNX standings, so everything to play for. Obviously, both those teams played not too long ago over in Burnaby, British Columbia. Nighthawks going down in that game 2-1.
Good play here by Central Washington, trying to go for a through ball just out of the reach. Picked up by Lancet. Looking things over. High kick, about midfield. Nice little toe drag pass there. Bit of a turnover. Punch back downfield. Defended well. By the Nighthawks. There's a shove from behind. I think that will be called.
Yeah, looks like the foul's given. No cards brought out so far. I see still 6.5 minutes left.
Long
Cross
ball
here.
into.
Looks like they'll have
Oh.
themselves a goal.
Long ball into. They're looking. There's a flag up. Could be an offsides.
Definitely an interesting one there because the ball was originally deflected off the crossbar by Blancet, so the ball was still live.
And then it was headed in. I don't know how.
Then
Wow,
they haven't
no
allowed
goal.
it. Central, hold on, trying to figure out what the go is here. Central Washington not happy about it. The line judge sort of just letting them know. Pretty sure Central Washington might be thinking how he's been able to see a defender, or an attacker, sorry, in front of every defender with how many people there were in the box.
Well, especially when it was a free kick.
Exactly,
You know,
it was.
I mean, a free kick going in.
It was a beautiful cross first off.
So the player would have had to been offsides before the kick was even. I just don't.
Yeah, it's very not 100% sure what the ruling or the judgment behind the ruling was.
Once again, like I said, I'm glad I'm up here.
Yeah.
All right, possession with the Nighthawks. Coming through right at center. Playing it right by the logo. Just a little kick to the back. Pretty happy with just possession. Let's see if this goes over the top or they just hold on to it. Tried for a through ball. That was defended well by the Wildcats. It's pretty solid wall of defenders by the Crusaders. Oh, I did it again. I said the Nighthawks. But we know the Red Leafs are coming.
Yeah, we do. Obviously, had the change of name. Obviously, had a long stint with another nickname, and then they went a year without one. Now called the Red Leafs. It does seem fitting. The only Canadian team in the NCAA having ties to obviously the Canadian flag with the red maple leaf on it. So it makes sense.
I kind of like it.
I do. Very prominent red color. With Simon Fraser have. Be interesting to see what jerseys they wear.
Ball
Obviously,
just in possession here and just stays possession with the Nighthawks. Moving it down right about midfield. Tries a through ball there. There's a little too far and
looking
chips up with the ball there.
Looking at the Nighthawks schedule for next week, 2 games, both at home again. They host Western Oregon on Thursday, and then St. Martin's on Saturday. Should be two very interesting games.
And Thursdays, kind of later in the day, might see some soccer lights, right?
Yep, 6 p.m. start for that one, having the later game with the men's having the early game. They seem to sort of switch in and out on who gets the early, who gets the late games. So NNU's just going to let the ball sort of roll itself.
Yeah, we're just inside 3 minutes here. See if there's one more push by the Nighthawks and trying to get one more goal on the scoreboard or just play the game out. Pressure on the ball. Wildcats are able to get it to midfield. Ball still right at the logo there. Wildcats, nice passing there. Try for a give and go. Settled down. We've got a Nighthawk trying to hit a winger there, but too far down the field. Cleared away by the Wildcats. Hard work along the line there and gains the throw in. I always like to see these long throw-ins. Let's see if it does go into the box or just finds a player maybe right on their, for possession right there on their feet. Nighthawks still with the ball.
Just trying to keep it over in the corner. So we'll have a corner kick.
Ball still coming in from the far side.
Just sort of keeping the ball in possession, just winding the clock
Playing it
down.
out.
Yep.
Playing the clock out. Just not trying to do anything. Not quite sure if they gained a goal kick there or a long defensive throw. Well, and there's the whistle. There's the end of the game.
Yep.
Northwest Nazarene victorious 4-0 over Central Washington University. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations to both teams. They played a hard game, and we'll sign off from
Yep.
Nampa.